Welcome to another Geek Culture Congress. I am your host, one of your hosts, Speedy Jr. I am here with the great and talented comedian extraordinaire, Tarek Lewis. Tarek, what's up?
What's going on, folks?
And of course, like I said, we're making this a regular thing. The worldwide renowned host of Wild 94.1's nighttime show, Joey Franchise, is in the building.
Best intro you ever made.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we have another guest that's going to be showing up later, but we'll do his introduction when he finally shows up because, we got things to do. Yeah. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you know why we're here today. We're talking about Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War.
Yes.
And what a movie, guys. Pros and cons and all stakes are high and emotions are high all over the internet, all over social media. Oof. People are spoiling the movie everywhere. And what we like to do here at the Geek Culture Congress is we like to do our what we call the spoiler-free review. So, Mr. Tarek Lewis, I know you got some knives to dive into this one, but
I gotta be honest with you, I haven't seen it. I accidentally I was downloading it illegally, and it turned out it was just the Infinity War cartoon, 3 episodes.
That's actually a pretty good cartoon.
It's not a bad cartoon.
It's pretty dope.
No. So I will say good. I don't want to say the good. Let's say really close to great. Not legendary. That's my overall assessment.
No legendary status from
not
Tarek
legendary
Lewis today.
status. I'm not nearly as moved as some other people are. Is action packed. Had a great story. Great villain. It's maybe one of the greatest villains ever.
Would you say it's one of the greatest villains ever in the MCU history?
Yeah. Well, Loki's
talking about the movie.
Loki's still up there.
Yeah.
Loki's still up there.
I think he's always going to be the GOAT.
Yeah, but Thanos is they pulled it off. He didn't, he looked great. It was compelling. It was fun. It was missing something for me. I don't know quite what it is. I'll get into it in more detail, I'm sure, when we get. But I give it a 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10.
Wow. You see, I thought you were going to be more critical. I really thought
he's a hater.
Ladies and gentlemen, our other guest is in the building today.
Sorry, Mom, that I'm late.
Yes, Cam. How you doing, Cam? How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good. Hopefully with all this MCU stuff, you'll be doing riding shotgun with us when we do all these reviews for all these movies. Hopefully,
let's do it.
All right, cool. So I'll get to your. This is a spoiler-free review that we're doing right now.
Okay, spoiler-free.
Yeah. Right now, Mr. Joy Franchise, give me your spoiler-free review of the Avengers Infinity War.
I just thought it was masterpiece.
Really,
the Russos did one hell of a job balancing all those characters and all their storylines over the years that we've seen these guys in their individual films, and slowly but surely we got to that point. 18 films in, 10 years later, and it was just well executed. I have to go. Me and Cam had talked about this over the week, and I agreed with him. DC should hang it up.
DC's done, man. I think DC needs a clean house and start all over again.
Marvel's the Patriots, DC's the Bills.
There you go. Exactly.
Wrap it up.
The only thing that's been successful about DC is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Other than that,
they're good. They're good with their female characters. We talked about that last time.
I'm okay with some more Wonder Woman. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. No, I'm
okay with some Gal Gadot too.
But I do give the film. I do give the film a 9.5 out of 10.
9.5. Wow, that's almost perfection.
Almost perfection. Because
why not
because
a 10?
I feel like
Mr.
we
Joy
do this
franchise.
I feel like with every MCU movie, I feel like for the moment it's always my favorite.
Yeah.
And it's always the best. Or I felt like that when it was Spider-Man: Homecoming. But then Black Panther comes out, and it's like, okay, something's always topping the next. And I feel like with this next Avengers film, Avengers 4, that we're gonna get next year, it's gonna probably be that. It's gonna be that 10 out of 10.
Really?
I feel that coming.
So? You feel that coming?
I want to say officially for the record, the black half of this room says we appreciate you for making Black Panther at least one part or another your favorite movie.
Yeah, that's right.
That definitely was coming out.
For sure.
So you just walked in, so let's get your spoiler-free review
My
of Infinity War.
review, I like Joey said, 18 films, 10 years, amazing payoff. Like, if we're doing individual, Josh Brolin as Thanos is like, I say to me, he's just as good as Heath Ledger's Joker, if not better.
Wow. That's a big statement. That's a large
you have to
statement.
think
right
about
there.
it. When you watch the movie, even though it's CGI, you think you're watching Thanos for real. Like, yo, this is like you're thinking like they casted Thanos to come play himself. I have to say, for this movie, I wanted to give it a 10 out of 10, but Joey's opened my eyes because you got to give that little bit of a wiggle room. So I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10 because I want to see the part 2 of Avengers and the payoff and everything, like how they're going to play this in the Ant-Man and Wasp, Captain Marvel, and into this one. I want to see how they do that.
See how they get him into the mix there.
Yeah.
And moving on to the next level. Okay, so my spoiler-free review is probably we witnessed cinematic history. The whole world did and didn't realize it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, because tell me what franchise has ever put multiple movie characters into a cohesive universe and executed it over a 10-year course of time and at the level that it's at. Besides, maybe we're talking about Star Wars, maybe, or something like that, but not even.
I'll let you finish, Taylor, and then I'll destroy that point.
I'll go. Star Trek is one. Star Trek's does that. Picard, Kurt.
Yeah. But I want to say I want to say it's a 9 out of 10 because I think a lot of things could have been executed a little bit better. I always look for perfection and
as we all
and the
do.
way the storylines go. It wasn't quite what I expected. It was great. It was entertaining. It was a nonstop ride for the whole 2 hours and 30 minutes. Do not take drinks inside the movie theater because you will have a problem because you're not going to want to get up at all.
I'm not going to lie.
It's going to nonstop.
I was watching the movie and I had a dilemma because I got the 1999 joint, the metal tin in the collector's cup. I ran through the Sprite. I was like, dog.
Yep.
I'm like, yo,
about 145, you was feeling it, right?
I was feeling it. I had to bite the bullet, and luckily, I was able to go use the bathroom when Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy got together.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
But it's in the previews. The trailer part. When the trailer part rolled up, the trailer part rolled up, I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, let me go now.
Cam went to the bathroom, came back. He had 3 stones. Like, what?
No.
How'd that happen?
I was good.
I can honestly say, just because I've watched everything, all the characters were perfect. Their portrayals of the characters were not missing anything or any character traits or anything that's already been introduced in the movie so far, and I think that was really important. I don't know how they're going to explain a lot of these cliffhangers and
you about to spoil.
Yeah,
there was a lot of WTFs in this movie.
there's a lot of there's a lot of things that haven't been explained yet to the non introduced to comic book Marvel universe reader person.
Here's the thing, they shouldn't have to. It's 18 movies, 10 years. At this point, if you're coming in at Infinity War...
but they threw some stuff at them with this movie that you gotta be, they threw some pro things at people this movie.
Like,
if you haven't been following this movie, you
deserve to be lost.
There was some pro things coming at
them. There are certain
movie.
things you don't have to watch.
I've been fielding phone calls all freaking weekend. So
I have a friend who wants to see it, and I said, look, man, you don't. He saw Black Panther. I said, you don't have to see Black Panther necessarily.
Yeah.
You don't need to see the first 2 Thors, but you got to watch Ragnarok.
No, you have to watch. You have to watch the second one.
I told people you gotta watch.
We talked about this last time.
You gotta get into some Black Panther if you want to just understand the characters that are introduced in Infinity War. Correlation to Black Panther's universe.
You don't really have to watch Spider-Man: Homecoming. You don't like anything with the Infinity War is the main thing you want to watch. Like you said, Thor 2. Captain America 1,
anything with any stone in it.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Avengers definitely.
For both Avengers, actually, to be honest. So, like, there's movies you can miss. But
definitely, like Incredible Hulk.
If your very first movie was Infinity War, you deserve this confusion out. Like,
right. Don't call my phone asking me for why is this happening.
So pretty much,
who's that person?
So pretty much in a nutshell, I say the consensus is if you've seen most of the movies and at least know what's going on, go see this movie. You're really missing out on something genuine special in life.
That'd be foolish.
Don't skip it. Go see it.
You skip it, block me because I don't like you. We're no cool.
All right. So cool. last episode. Well, first off, here's the warning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the spoiler alert. We're going to get into some things that happened already in the movie. So thank you so much for tuning in to listening to Geek Culture Congress. You haven't seen the movie yet. Come back to this episode.
Press pause.
To right here on this point in time. And when you're ready, when you're done and you've ingested the movie properly, you come back to us and you can get into these spoilers with us. But right now, we're going to get into, we did some predictions. And I have to tell you what, I just tell you right now off the bat, you guys are going to have to give me my Geek Non Award and tell you that.
Yo, I knew this was coming.
Can I tell you everybody that he predicted, and when they did go down, I was like, damn, Speedy, man.
I was sitting there, I was like, man.
Speedy gonna brag about this all week.
Did you see the GIF I posted? My Thanos dance?
Here's the thing. Like, Joey told me that. And when he told me what Speedy said, I was like, nah, he bugging. But then I thought about it. I'm like, there was a trailer when Spidey was down. It was like, I'm sorry, Mr. Stark. I'm like, that hasn't happened yet. Like, he hasn't happened in the fight yet. Like, he might be on to something. Now, I didn't think the magnitude of the characters that were going to go down, but like, I definitely thought like, yo, Spidey's finna go.
I tell you, they had to make an impact.
We're in the spoiler part, right?
All right. Yeah, we're in the spoiler part.
All right, so this is the part of the film that everyone loved. I know we're going back to the end that I was not crazy about. Because I know it's nothing. I know it's not real.
What is it?
This disappearing in the
well,
hey man,
I'm
not in love with it, but it's the most.
It goes back to pro things. So pro things happening. These pro Marvel ideas.
It was a big WTF. Yeah, that was the biggest WTF of the film. One of them,
not for me.
The highest one for me.
Not for me. That part didn't do it for me. I think that's why 0.5 came off. Because everybody was so hyped in the theater, and I was like, all right, I guess I gotta wait a year to see what happens. So, but I know Black Panther ain't gone. Come on, man.
Yeah, I concede that just because I didn't predict that. I mean, anyway, so
let's be clear. Like, it's definitely a flash. It's definitely a flash in the pan. Feige came out and said that some of the deaths will stick, and you do see it. Like, Gamora might stick. I don't think the Gamora death might stick. I think it might stick.
It's possible.
Like, you might have definitely Loki's going to stick.
Yeah, Loki's going.
So Heimdall's going to stick. So like some of the deaths that weren't Stone related or weren't Infinity Gauntlet related are going to stick.
Right.
But like everybody that blew away into dust, I was looking at this. I'm like, this guy just made him $1 billion. He ain't going nowhere. What?
Well, you're technically right, Speedy.
Hey, it was in the context of the movie. Is what it was there. Right? I'm gonna take the W, please.
Yeah,
thank you.
You're technically right.
All right, so Tarek, quick rundown. You said 2 characters were gonna die: Iron Man, Hawkeye, Falcon. That none of that happened. Whoa, wait. You got Falcon did die. So
yeah.
You know what? You get a check. He gets a check for Falcon.
Falcon, yeah.
He said Doctor Strange was going to be a center and key character, which I will concede that was correct. He was very important in that one battle that he was throwing all the spells. Yeah. He was going toe to toe with Thanos right there. That was dope. I was into that battle right there. Nebula was back. That was kind of a given, but I'll give you that one. Captain Marvel. We didn't really get a Captain Marvel. We got a little tease at the end there.
Yeah. I think I said it'd be at the end, a little teaser.
It was good, though. I give him that. I mean,
all right.
They paged her.
She's on the sky pager.
All right. Wakanda survives. Wakanda survived. Let's see. Major split and Gauntlet broken. You know what? That's a big Gauntlet did break.
It did damage.
It did damage. So that's a point. You actually did better than I thought you did, Tarek.
Yeah, I'm no sucker. I just, I was thinking about the economics of the Marvel Universe when I was making my decision.
You said Loki survives, and that was a big strikeout. I was wrong. Yeah. Back in time, I don't know what that was. You said something they were going to go back in time. I guess that happened. No, not really.
He turned
a little bit back in time.
Yeah. So we're measuring minutes now. Can I gotta be at least an hour.
Can I say something real quick? You predicting Loki surviving? Loki died faster than the black dude in the movie.
He did.
All right, Joey. You actually did pretty good, Tarek. I'll give you that. You might actually beat me out for this one when we break it down here. Joey said Captain America dies. He struck out. He said Bucky takes over. He struck out
Carrying
there.
that into the next one.
Yeah. He said Nebula dies. That didn't happen. She got tore up a bit.
Yeah, she definitely got tore up.
Hawkeye survives. You know what? I'm going to have to give you that one because he wasn't even involved. He's alive somewhere.
He could be disappeared.
I'll get into my prediction on what Hawkeye
said
plays.
Vision lives. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's another strikeout. Captain America and cred. Captain Marvel and cred. Sorry. We'll give you that one to you. Loki in first 7 minutes. That happened. He was dead in first 7 minutes.
No, that's a good one. You nailed
Hello
that.
Returns did not happen. Man, you did not come out good this time.
I was hoping
Joey.
that he courted death.
You did not
Remind
come out
me
good.
of that. I was thinking
All
about
right,
that.
so Speedy said Spider-Man dead.
Got it.
Point for me. Captain Marvel and cred. Point for me. Hawkeye survives. Yeah, point for me.
That's what he
Doctor
gave you a point.
Strange dead. Point for me.
That's the reason he gave you a point, so he can get the point for Hawkeye later.
yeah, right? He ain't slick.
Let's see. Iron Man, different or in a different thing. I said, nah, he really. Well, could we debate that he kind of has a different outlook? Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
No, don't play yourself right now.
We said Captain America. Something different. What happened to him? Nothing really happened to him either. So I'll take a loss on that one. We said Loki. Mm-hmm. Loki lost. Definitely dead in first 7 minutes. Thor 50-50 chance of survival. And she did survive. But I'll take that point as well. So I tell you what, me and Tarek are pretty even. I think Tarek because Tarek had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tarek, congratulations! You actually beat me by one.
There we go.
One prediction.
That Loki prediction was a mistake. That was risky.
I should get double points though for Doctor Strange and Spider-Man though. I should get double points. Anyway, all right, guys. So we're gonna get into
Predictions for Ant-Man and Wasp. Let's do. No, nobody cares about that.
man, we're gonna get into the actual what happened in the movie. So the movie opens and.
Second best opening of a comic book movie I can recall.
Was first.
It's very close with Days of Future Past.
You
Okay.
You think
The
so?
stakes on this one were higher, so as time passes, I may move this up.
Okay.
I like the fact that they just came right in. It's like
We're on this
They
ship.
picked up right. They picked up
Well,
right.
we
when
knew,
Ragnarok was like,
we knew the
left off.
ship at the end of Ragnarok. We knew that they were going to get it bad.
no need for
And
exposition.
What I
no
didn't
need
like
for-
is we didn't get the exposition of what happened to because he does say later on in the movie that half of his people are gone.
Yeah, I don't understand
So-
that. And then like, where was Valkyrie? Wasn't she on the
Exactly,
ship?
yeah.
and
so-
Cor- and Krog.
I think we have to just assume that she just survived.
she got away. In
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably found like
Yeah,
an escape route or something
here's the
like
thing,
that, or they
though.
tried to get enough
When
people
it-
off the ship.
I agree, because when it comes to Marvel movies, if it doesn't happen on screen, they're still alive.
Yeah.
So she and whoever else got off within the nick of time, where he probably spared their life and told them to move on or whatever.
So he kills Hemendall. He also kills Loki. But before he kills Loki, he has a little scuffle with the Hulk.
Yeah.
I
And-
love the we have a Hulk
Yeah.
reference
Hulk,
to
yeah.
the first
Yeah,
Avengers.
it's really dope.
So do you guys think what I had to explain to my wife after the movie was over is like, he beat the Hulk because he had the Power Stone already on him.
Yeah.
So
No,
what do
he
you
doesn't
think?
beat the Hulk hand in hand. Like in comics, he never wants to tussle with Hulk. He actively avoids Hulk.
Do you think that's because he's already has the Power Stone?
Yeah,
He's got
I think absolutely.
He had
'Cause- But the one
edge.
thing that did annoy me about the movie, and as we talk about it, I'm gonna probably take a half a point. Let's drop it down to 9 out of 10. Is Hulk is supposed to be the one of the stronger members, if not the strongest member of the Avengers, and he caught hands. Like he got the beats. Like he was sponsored by Dre.
Yeah.
From Thanos. But Iron Man was getting busy with him. Spider-Man was getting busy with
I had an
Thanos.
issue with that, too.
Captain America was was able to power the hand off and do whatever he was doing. Like he looked like an 80s wrestler.
Yeah.
Thor was getting busy with them. But the Hulk who's supposed to be like that guy got smoked in his one-on-one fight with only one stone. At this point, Iron Man was facing him when it was like 3 stones in.
Yeah.
Cap had him with almost all the stones. Thor got at him.
I'd say because there's a big revelation if you read the comic books is that when you start getting the omnipotent power in the Marvel universe, you don't think the same. You know what I'm saying? You don't act the same.
Yeah.
It happens a lot to a lot of characters in the Marvel universe in the comic book form.
Yeah,
it's still these hands.
They forget. They forget the hands. They forget.
Nobody changes in the sweet
They
science.
do though. They do it. You get the Reality Stone and the Mind Stone. You're open to all these things that are assaulting your senses.
He was quite cognizant by the end of the film.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He was on top of stuff, man. He could have taken an SAT.
Yeah.
At the end of the film.
My man could have got an easy
All right, so-
1600.
I was happy to see the Hulk, get those hands because it showed, he's brute force guy.
Yeah.
But he has been fighting Thor the previous film.
Yeah,
He
he's
should
been
have some
fighting like a
skill.
year in that underground
Yeah,
planet.
so he should
you know,
be better off than that.
Yeah.
And then his powers is, stoked by anger.
Yeah.
So he wasn't angry, but it was cool to see. But it was kind of it's a bit of a plot hole.
I guess they had to do it as a plot device.
Yeah,
I do like seeing Hulk being not timid, but trepidatious about coming out again.
Yeah.
Because he knew the first time he caught those hands. And like the whole movie, he was like, nah, I'm not coming. He's like, no, not coming out and all that other stuff. So like obviously the big payoff is going to be in the second movie
When he
where he
comes
gets that one-on-one with Thanos and is giving him the beats again.
Yeah.
But this movie was just like, he went from 100 to 0 off of one fight, and it's just
Yeah, there's some power.
Before Hemendall dies, he sends Hulk away.
Boss
Earth.
move, by the way, by
Yes,
Heimdall.
it was.
I'm glad he went out like a G.
Yes, he
Respect.
did.
Go with it.
He did.
Respect, dude.
Send Hulk down.
Yeah,
He also he dies, and then Loki dies. Loki it's just like the kind of the redemption of Loki here. The scene.
Yeah.
He proves to his brother that he everything that's come to this point has actually been his kind of fault.
Yeah.
If you really think about it. But
What was his plan with that little knife? That little butter
I
knife.
don't know what the hell- I don't know what his motive was
that was his
behind
Hail
that.
Mary. That was his Hail Mary, to be honest with you.
that little nice.
That was that back against the wall move. Like,
Like, let's be honest, he didn't give him the Tesseract and didn't have the time. Like, if he didn't have the time stone, he cuts him. Like, he gets him in the neck and movie over. But
So, long story short, he finishes him off. He thinks he finishes off Thor, and he leaves him on the ship, and he heads out to go get the next stone.
blows up
Thanos.
everything.
He blows up everything.
Yeah.
Blows up the whole ship actually, and leaves Thor's bodies stranded in space. So Hulk crash lands in New York, which is, if you ever read the Infinity Gauntlet comic book, Silver Surfer does the same thing. Crash lands in Doctor Strange
Sanctum.
inner sanctum and says, "Thanos is coming. Thanos is coming," which is kind of like a little throwback for the fans there. So that he warns Doctor Strange and Wong about Thanos. He's coming. Strange warps to where Tony Stark is hanging out with his wife, or his wife to be, should I say? Because they haven't got married yet. And after a little bit of discussion, they are suddenly under attack. The whole city of New York is under attack because one of Thanos' ships, those spinning donut ships.
All right, so here's
was it Black
yeah.
Dwarf and who else was with him?
Um,
and Ebony Maw.
Ebony
That's
Maw.
right, Ebony
So I
Maw,
had an
yeah.
issue. Had a little issue here. This is one of these little comic book movie things. Hulk's like, "Hey, call Cap. We need to get Vision.
Right.
Vision's got the Mind Stone." My man Tony pulls out the phone, pauses. What are you pausing for, bro? Call him.
He still got
Just
beef,
call the
bro.
phone,
He
yo,
still
but
got beef,
Yeah,
bro.
I
What
got that. I
happened?
got that. But he pauses and he's like, "Hey, is your hair moving? Is my hair moving? Man, if you don't make that phone call real quick." And then he never makes the call. Like, come on.
Because let's face it, another big payoff is Tony and Cap coming face to face. Tony saying like, "Oh, before we do this, let me give you the shield." Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's the next big payoff. So,
Yeah.
like, you can't get, like, I get it. You can't give it to him in the first movie, but I agree with you. It's very
And
stupid.
I got an issue.
Yo, on the
got-
flip phone, at least hit the 3 clicks and let him know, yo, we got.
I got an issue with the title of the movie, which we'll get into at the end of this. So, they get into a battle, of course, of two of Thanos' henchmen.
Yeah.
I forget which ones are, but
It was Ebony Maw and
Ebony Maw.
Black Dwarf.
yeah.
And then
Ebony Maw does the opposite of throwing hands. Yeah. He like, I ain't putting no hands
Or
on
is it, they
anybody.
didn't call him Black Dwarf. They called him Cole Obsidious.
I don't remember what his name was.
Cold
Yeah.
Obsidian.
I don't think that dude's.
Cold Obsidian. There you go.
Obsidian, yeah.
Yeah, and then let's say they have a battle. Of course, Peter Parker sees the ship from his school bus. I guess they're going on some field trip or something.
Yeah.
Or, I don't even know. But
Word to Ned, the real MVP.
he jumps
Parker.
into action, and he gets in the mix of a battle that Iron Man's having a little trouble with, and he shows up just in time.
See,
The ship.
That's that thing, man. He's getting handled by Cold Obsidian.
But it was giving the hands to
He's giving the business
Thanos.
to Thanos. Like, okay.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thanos with 3 Infinity Stones, mind you.
Yeah, I'm explaining my 8.5 as we go.
I'm with you. I'm at 9.0 right now.
Yeah.
I conceded. Yeah.
And officially for the record, I am not a fan of Spider-Man calling Iron Man Mr. Stark. Like every 3 seconds. Mr. Stark.
Man, that was
Mr. Stark.
annoying.
Mr. Stark.
Yeah, that's the point though. He's still a kid.
But he doesn't do it even in the comics. Like he doesn't.
It's very annoying.
Like,
Yeah,
no.
but it's the character. It's the character that they created
See,
there. It's the kid Spider-Man where he has respect for his elders. And,
No, I'm still annoyed.
Yeah, you know?
I'm annoyed that they're writing this Spider-Man about being all about the Avengers. Spider-Man in the comic does not care about joining any team whatsoever.
That's
If
true.
he joins a team, he joins a
the
team.
Spider-Man in the comic book is one that's going to college now, and has already passed.
True,
high
but even when he
school,
was
stuff like
young,
that.
he wasn't like, oh, I want to join these guys.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Yeah, like he got dirt on him real fast after Gwen Stacy and everything. And I know they're not going to do
It's
it.
more closer to the ultimate Spider-Man telling
Yeah,
of Peter
true.
Parker. This is Peter Parker. So he mixes it up in the park there with and backs up Iron Man and Doctor Strange, and then a battle ensues. And then we get into the conversation. The ship takes away.
they take
They
Doctor
take off.
Strange.
Spider-Man gets stuck in space without any oxygen, which is probably a bad move. But Iron Man calls up the reserve suit,
Iron
That was
Spider.
the
awesome.
Iron Spider suit, and saves Peter Parker there with some fresh oxygen and a suit that can survive in outer space.
Can we
So-
talk about how lit the bleeding edge armor was for
Yeah.
Iron Man? Like,
I got to give him credit.
that
on
was
Yeah.
awesome.
I got to give him credit for that. That was
Yeah,
definitely
they took
dope.
that to another level.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and then you see going back to Spider-Man hanging off the ship. The suit comes on, and that Iron Spider suit
Is dope.
is
I was
dope.
I was not anticipating. I mean, I was not excited about the Iron Spider suit. I was like,
because
I
we
don't
kind of
really
knew
care.
already.
You know,
we
but
talked
then when
about
they-
this.
when they
Little
showed
ruined
up,
it
I
for
was
us
like,
already.
oh, it was actually dope. They pulled it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want him to be just like Iron Man.
right.
Yeah.
But they pulled it off. It was dope. I gotta give him credit for that.
I was trying to figure why the hell he took his mask off in space. Like, oh, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, taking the mask off is going to help you. All right, hey, whatever.
Well, I think he
not
couldn't
that
breathe,
much of a
period.
genius.
Maybe he thought it was a suit, because he wasn't paying attention to science class. You know?
Yeah, I've been saying, yeah, you create your own webbing, but I'm gonna take my mask off in space.
Plot devices. Come on, guys. All right, so the ship takes off. Iron Man and Spider-Man are in it. The Thanos donut ship,
Yeah.
which we'll get into later. Also, we get a scene that Bruce Banner finds the burner phone,
Yeah.
that has Steve Rogers' phone number in it,
Right.
and he asks Wong says he's out, man. I'm going to protect the realm.
That was dope how they had Wong for that
Yeah.
Yeah.
segment, and he just falls back and
Yeah.
He leaves.
Wong put in work,
leaves
though.
Bruce
Wong-
Banner by
Wong
himself.
put in some work. He cut
He
my
did.
man's
He
arm
did.
off.
He did. He went in there with some
Wong put in
spells
work.
there.
Yeah. What's up for
So
diversity
Bruce,
in this film?
we assume that Bruce calls Captain America and lets him know what's going on. So then we go to a scene where Wanda and Vision are doing the freaky deaky.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
no, that's not just kidding.
Somebody's doing
No,
the
it's-
robot.
At least they were doing something, but they were doing
Literally.
some private time in a hotel
was doing the
somewhere in the world.
robot.
I don't know exactly where in the world are they.
They're doing some. They're in Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah, Wanda's doing some phasing in.
getting weird with the Mind Stone.
Mind Stone, yeah.
Long story short, they get ambushed, of course, by some of Thanos's
Proxima
lieutenants.
Midnight and
I just
Corvus
want to ask a question though. How old is Wanda supposed to be in this movie? In these series of movies?
I
don't know.
22,
Yeah, she gotta be in the
23. She's not
20s
that
maybe.
old, I don't
He's young.
think.
Okay, all
It's an
right,
age
all right. I just
difference.
want to make sure.
And
'cause,
here's the
like,
thing. Here's the crazy thing too is that they dropped the accent.
Yeah, they got rid of the accent.
Yeah.
The little Sokovia.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they dropped the Sokovia
Mind
accent.
Stone. Got rid of that. we'll chalk that up to the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
So,
It's unattractive, sweetie.
so of course, because of the heads up from Bruce Banner, Captain America and Scarlet,
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Sorry, I'm getting my women confused here. Black Widow and Falcon. She is. They show up and they save or they back up Vision and Scarlet Witch.
Okay, this is where I go from I went from 9.3 to 9.1.
Oh, come on.
So Falcon and Black Widow and Cap can beat these two people from the Black Order, and Vision and Scarlet Witch can't. Like, what was going on there? They was like, we don't want to kill you, but we will. Like, no, you won't. You're Black Widow. You're not gonna kill me. What are you? I was just dealing with Vision and Scarlet Witch, and now I'm supposed to believe that. That was a little weak for me.
I think because they just caught them off guard. They just caught them off guard.
numbers game.
And I say Scarlet Witch is not quite has dominion over all of her powers. We know how powerful she
Throwing
can
buildings
be.
and stuff around though.
Yeah.
Man. She was putting in
but
work.
she has reality powers. She could do like some
I don't
things
think they're doing that
if
in the film.
If they really let
well, that's
Scarlet Witch,
her color's red. The color of her powers is red, like the reality
If
stone.
they let Scarlet Witch be Scarlet Witch, it's simple as saying no more Thanos, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
it is that simple, but of course,
that annoys me.
plot devices, guys. Plot devices. Come on.
This is what
Follow
was
the
weakened in the
movie.
movie. I wanted the Black Order to be stronger and more prominent.
Well, they were pretty strong. Yeah.
Like Ebony Maw was like, he was dope. He was dealing with Doctor Strange. He was dope. The other guy was just kind of a brute. And then these two were like basically the same character.
I'm perfectly fine with the L's that the Black Order caught in the way they caught them, because and this is horrible. I'm about to say this. You want to make Thanos look LeBron James as possible.
Yeah.
Like make him. I'm not talking about new school. I'm talking about like draft LeBron to like the time they got swept by the Spurs. Like he's playing with a bunch of cats that you don't know. Booby Gibson.
Yeah.
What?
So these they got to be Mario Chalmers. And
you got to have a whole
Monty
bunch
Williams.
of like not. I don't want to say scrubs, but just guys are just like, all right, because if you let them smoke them this whole movie, and then the second movie that's coming out next year, you have to spend half the movie dealing with those four characters, and then you get to Thanos.
Yeah.
Let Thanos shine, and Thanos did it. He's going to shine the way he should be shining. And then the second movie is all about defeating him and getting the people back. So I'm all right with that.
Okay, I can see that.
I read that comic book with these guys were introduced, so the Infinity book. And I thought it was an okay book, but I get where the characters are from,
Yeah.
From that rescue, they hook up where War Machine is at the regular Avengers, I guess, headquarters, the new headquarters now.
Yeah.
And they have a little conversation with the general. I forget his name now. General
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt
Ross.
Ross.
AKA Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Yes.
They better let him go.
Hope so.
They better.
So he's asked him he asks War Machine to arrest him. He's like, sorry, I lost your connection.
Right.
So they decide. Of course, Vision offers to have Scarlet Witch just completely destroy the stone in his head as a sacrifice, so Thor doesn't get. Of course, that's not going to happen because we have another hour and a half to go here.
Yeah.
We're going to Wakanda. Officially, long story short.
Before we go to Wakanda, though, Captain America does suggest that we go to Wakanda. That'll be the best place to hold a defense.
I didn't like how War Machine just forgave Falcon in Vision for crippling him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
let it go.
Well, time
he was
has
like, hey,
passed.
man, good to see you. Nah, dog, I'm like,
Time has
because
passed.
of you.
We gotta understand War Machine is a military man.
Nope.
Yeah, he's a military man.
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
But they were on the same side when
Yeah.
he crippled him.
Nah. Okay, him and Vision were.
Yeah.
But him and Falcon weren't. Like, yo, we got beef, bro. Like, we got to talk about this.
he just kinda
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't walk without these because of you. Like, nah.
But you look good though, bro.
Nah.
Like I said, he's a military man. He probably took it as he was doing his duty and he got hurt.
Right.
Negative. I can't let that go.
So
I beef with cats that still
we
Kool-Aid
go
in the hood.
after this scene. We go into space, and we get introduced to the Guardians of the Galaxy, and with their theme song and the music and singing and everything.
Spinners,
And,
Rubber Band Man, classic.
So of course they're responding to. They hear the distress call, the Asgardian distress call. That's what they're responding to, which makes me wonder. It's like, damn, how close were they to Earth that they heard the distress call?
Well, the Guardians weren't in Earth though; they're in space. They could be anywhere.
Thor wasn't nowhere near Earth, was he?
No.
They were.
Oh, well, maybe.
They were
No, they were near Asgard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think they heard the distress call from the ship, from Thor's ship.
Yeah.
They were on the
Thor's
way
ship.
there because they were also weren't they heading to Xandar because that's where the chaos went down to where Thanos took the Power Stone.
Right.
I think so. Yeah.
Either way, they were flowing through space.
Yeah.
anyway.
Anyway, they're going to the distress call. Of course, they find the dead bodies and the dead Guardians and the blown up ship, and lo and behold, Thor becomes a bug kill on their windshield.
Yeah.
But he's alive.
Wipers.
Yeah, but he's alive. So they bring him in, and he gives them after some comedic relief and some.
This is a moment for me. This is another 2 point down. It's like, all right, this is funny, but this is taking way too long. These jokes are,
they got to get him in though. It's the regular, it's the fly by nights, man.
The voice impersonation thing was going way too long. Like, all right, man.
I loved it because it was my pee break. There's nothing important, baby. Love it. Thank you, Marvel.
So they rescue Thor. Thor thinks that since if you remember correctly, I believe one of Lady Sif was the one who brought the one of the stones to the Collector.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was in a TV show or that was in a movie.
That was Dark World, yeah.
And Dark World too. And that's how he knows that that stone is over there in Nowhere, which he says nowhere. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, nowhere? Is it nowhere? Then where are we going to go get it?
And he's going to go make himself a new hammer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's got plans.
So he recruits Rocket, who he calls Rabbit for some weird reason. I don't understand where the joke was there.
Oh, it's just funny.
I mean, because Thor's from Asgard. He doesn't really know Earth animals.
It's kind of like a meathead kind of joke too. So
I guess. But so they split up. The regular Guardians have the mission to go to Nowhere and try and beat Thanos before he gets there, and then Thor and Rocket go on a mission to Nidavellir. I guess I believe that's the name of the
There's no
planet.
point us even trying to say that.
Yeah,
I give up.
Saying that.
Nidavellir. Anyway,
he went to the star.
We're losing time here, guys.
He went to the blacksmith star place.
3 points deducted from this film right here, where Gamora decides, I'm not going to tell anybody I know where the Soul Stone is.
Right.
I'm going to keep it to myself. But kill me. Why? Don't worry about it. I'm just not going to tell you. We could have gone and gotten the Soul Stone.
We went a little too far.
Well, technically, you really can't.
Yeah, because somebody had to get sacrificed.
Yeah, somebody had to get God. So it's like you can't really go to get it. So I guess.
Well, obviously, Thanos already beat them to Nowhere. He got the Reality Stone already. He put on this whole big show for them, where at the end he finally shows that he completely destroyed Nowhere. It's all on flames and on fire. At the end, he grabs Gamora and to find out, to interrogate her, because obviously he knows that she knows where the other stone is.
Yeah.
Where the Soul Stone, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And then shows us a scene with Gamora that he is torturing Nebula.
Yeah.
Which is also a throwback to the Infinity Gauntlet, which is actually the Infinity Gauntlet comic book is a little bit more vicious because she's like literally like a walking corpse.
Right.
But here, she's just in pieces, kind of being tortured.
Casually. She's just in pieces.
Yeah, kind of,
she was getting that
disassembling her because she's more of an android in this movie universe than what she was in the comic books. But long story short, your pet peeve is that Gamora just gives up the location there.
I'm not mad she gave the location to him. I'm mad she didn't tell anybody else that she knew where the Soul Stone was. They're trying to figure out, we know the Reality Stone's here, so let's go there. I know where the Soul Stone is.
That split up. It's that split up there when Thanos left and half the team split up there. Yeah. That kind of messed up that plot device there for you, bro. She told them. She didn't have that time. Didn't dawn on her yet.
So you think if she tells them she's still alive? You think if she tells them?
Well, here's the problem: is she tells them where the Soul Stone is, they go to go get it, and dude's like, "Hey, you got to kill somebody in order to."
No, you
still got to throw somebody in.
No, you got to kill somebody that you love near and deep, that somebody's close to you.
She tells him that. Yeah, so she tells him that it's a Vormir, which is a planet where, lo and behold, a throwback Red Skull is there, which I guess he got teleported there after his
holding the Tesseract.
Yeah, from holding the Tesseract. And he's the new keeper of the Soul Stone, which I don't understand. If he's the keeper of the Soul Stone, why you just gonna let somebody just take it?
Nah, bigger question. When did the Tesseract start teleporting people? Because I've seen countless people hold the Tesseract. He was the only one.
The Tesseract is the space one.
I thought it was the time. No,
it's a space. It's a space.
It's space. Okay,
yeah.
All right. Never mind. You're right.
Yeah. So sorry, brother.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I didn't think he's just.
Yeah, so the teleportation inside, but that's how Loki brought that army.
Yeah, true.
That's all that happened. So Red Skull tells Thanos that he has to sacrifice something he loves to get the Soul Stone, and lo and behold, we finally see some tears from a MCU villain, and he decides to sacrifice Gamora, which is the only daughter he's ever loved before,
So
or
this
any
is where I
person
got
he's ever
evil.
loved.
I
Thugs cry
laughed.
too, man.
Yeah.
Thugs cry too.
Man, I laughed at this part because she was so confident. She was like, ah, ha, ha. Thanos loves nothing. My man took a breath.
She's like,
You going in that pit, sweetie.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
That's
That was
kind of
dope
sad
moment.
too. It's kind of like like
One
like
question
the
I do have.
stepfathers that have those daughters that think they don't love them, but they really do. You know what I'm saying?
My question is, in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, they were all loaded up with jetpacks like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Where was hers?
She forgot it, man.
I mean-
I'm telling you, plot devices. Plot devices.
All right, I
Come on,
guess.
guys. Come
The
on.
economy. The economy changed. You can afford those
So
things.
Nebula escapes captivity. The remaining Guardians meet her on Titan. Titan is Thanos' destroyed homeworld for anybody who wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Stark and Park and Spider-Man have a battle with Maw Obsidian, as I believe is his name, right?
Ebony Maw. Ebony
He's
Maw.
actually Ebony Maw. Yeah, he's torturing Doctor Strange because he's trying to get the Time Stone out of him.
Yeah.
But they rescue him and they kill him with the oldest trick, oldest trick, the alien trick.
Yeah.
The
I love
alien
that.
movie trick.
I do love how every time Spider-Man comes around in like that Avengers big battle setting, he comes with a random pop culture reference.
Yeah, that's awesome. I
I
always
do
thought that
like
was
that.
dope.
Yeah.
I do like that
I
because it
think
makes you.
I think in the movie, Iron Man yells at him about that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do love how it's like they do that because you think, because for everybody that's older, especially people in this room, we still in our mind think if we say 30 years ago, we're talking about the 70s.
Yeah.
But really 30 years ago is the 80s, 20 years ago is the 90s.
Yeah.
And you have this young kid that's like, remember that old movie?
Yeah.
And and when we did this, it's like, yo, Aliens is old. Yo. So like,
I think I was
do love how
born
they
when
do
the
that.
first Aliens came out. I was like
Nah.
the 70s, late 70s.
Yeah, I wasn't born
It
yet.
was like 82.
So they crash land on after they kill Cole Obsidian. They crash land, or
On
was that
this
Maw? I believe I forgot his name now.
Completely breathable planet.
Yeah.
Right,
Sure.
that's another thing.
A
Like,
completely breathable planet.
a lot
That,
of
you know,
breathable planets in the galaxy.
Yeah, you know what I'm
apparently.
saying? That,
Titan's
that-
just like Earth with a red hue.
and they, they
Well,
Tony is,
they do show that flashback. When Titan was actually nicer.
Isn't Titan on Saturn? Isn't it like a moon of
Yeah, it's a
Saturn?
moon of
You know what I'm
Saturn.
saying? Like it's just this breathable planet that
That's convenient.
Tony, when he gets off of it, can be able to make another gajillion dollars.
Yeah, right.
To move civilizations onto it. Apparently, throw a moon and then.
So-
sorry, I'm getting
Oh,
ahead
you
of
okay?
myself.
It's okay. So they get it. They get into a little scuffle at the Guardians of the Galaxy when they finally land on Titan.
Yeah.
But then they hook up and realize that they're after the same thing. So they, Mr. Doctor Strange sits and meditates, and after millions and millions with the Time Stone, of course, and after millions and millions and millions of scenarios that he ran, he deems that there's only one way that they can win against Thanos. So they come up with a plan to remove the Infinity Gauntlet, which is probably where my problem was with this fight and the probably in this whole thing. Thanos shows up. Thanos has that nice battle with Doctor Strange there.
Well, everybody.
Everybody has a little scuffle with him.
Yeah.
They
I like
finally
the plan. The plan was dope.
they finally subdue him, but then Mr. Star-Lord here, smart guy.
was probably listening to Drake in this spaceship.
Yeah.
His feelings.
Yeah, he was in his feelings, and he decided to interrupt the mind block that I forget her
Mantis.
name now. Mantis had on Thanos, and while Spider-Man and Iron Man are trying to pull off the gauntlet, they obviously can't succeed.
And mind you, we think that it's the plan that they're doing is the one out of the 14 something
Yeah.
million scenarios where they win.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Strange actually was like
That's
going
true.
into the future,
Yeah.
trying to figure out.
That's true.
This is where the movie goes to a 9 for me.
Maybe that's why. I think maybe that's why Iron Man doesn't really, because Iron Man could have just blasted the crap out of Star-Lord and be like, shut up, poof.
Or
Let me take this
he's not
thing
gonna
off.
just kill
Or
somebody.
either way-
No, but not kill him, but just hit him with some concussive blast and push him away,
Right.
and finish the task,
Now
which
that
is
we're-
taking away the gauntlet.
now that we're speaking on it, if this was if that was the plan that Doctor Strange just saw, why didn't he use the Time Stone just to freeze him so they can get it off of him?
I remember that Thanos has other gems to his.
But
he can change the reality of that.
But
that
isn't
situation.
the time stone probably the strongest one out of all?
When Mantis has him sleep, freeze, and then take it off.
I don't know.
I think a time stone takes you forward or backwards in time. It doesn't freeze time.
Yeah.
I'm
making up rules.
I mean, you remember what he did with Dormammu was just a continuous.
Yeah, he put it in the loop.
Yeah.
Well, it must not be important because he does surrender the time stone after they fail to get the Infinity Gauntlet.
After Tony
he does surrender it because he was going to kill.
Worked out, man.
After Tony started getting worked,
he got worked, and they were going to Thanos was going to kill Iron Man, and Doctor Strange just gave him the gem, the time stone gem. So if that was part of the plan, it wasn't going to happen then.
He does say to him, he says, "You had the best weapon and you didn't use it."
Yeah.
But I think in this scenario, he knew they weren't really going to win that thing. He's like, "Yo, we're not going to win this."
And not to backtrack, I'm tired of Spider-Man getting worked in fights. Like, his spider sense comes and goes here and there.
Yeah.
Like, it worked on the bus, but in a fight, it didn't work against Star-Lord. Like, that just really kind of threw me off there. Like, he was just like, okay, he got put in a headlock by Star-Lord.
Yeah, that was nonsense.
And it was just like,
yeah, that dude.
Your spider sense could have predicted this.
You can lift the bus.
I think I'm more. It's danger towards him, not pretty much. And remember, he's still a teenager. So he's still not. Again, back to what we get talking about. He's not. He doesn't have complete supremacy of his powers yet.
When I was a teenager, my spider sense of getting draws was higher than his spider sense in fights.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Listen, right? Real talk. I ain't never been snuffed. So
I'm saying, like, I'd be at a female's house, like, yo, today might be the day I'm about to get some. I'm at her house, parents aren't home, I'm getting some. It's higher than his spider sense. And I agree with TK. I've never been snuffed. So
we could do. We get into Thanos winning that altercation on Titan. He departs for Earth to get the final stone. When he, of course, Steve Rogers is already on the way to Wakanda right now, and he runs into Bucky Barnes, and they task Shuri, which is from the Black Panther, the Black Panther's sister, with extracting the Mind Stone without having to destroy it from Vision. Of course, it's more complicated than what they really thought, and she needs a lot of time to do it. But they're under attack, so the other lieutenants of Thanos are already on the attack with their armies. It reminds me of these. Have you ever read the Infinity War comic book?
I have not.
If you ever look at it, just look at the images of the actual what it was is just a bunch of doppelgangers of the heroes, and they go to kill remove the original heroes. Anyway, long story short, the way that they drew those that's what those monsters that get unleashed on Wakanda, the army, the monster army.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they look like. They have like 4 arms each and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a little throw. I thought it was a little throw to that.
Okay, here's where I go from 9 to 8.8.
But you said it was a 9.5 a little while ago.
No, 8.5.
I
dropped down to 9. I dropped down to 9.
Sorry, all right.
I dropped down to 9 with the Star-Lord nonsense. These little janky ass spider venom looking dogs that they just unleash. Well, where'd they get those all of a sudden? It's just like I'm a little tired. I'm getting a little tired of like random, like the Chitauri or like these random dogs they had. I'm like, come on, man. Like, we're supposed to believe
the Dogs of War. It's Thanos' Dogs of War.
Speaking of the fight, I like how Marvel played us. And one time for Barry S. Nelly, he pulled this out. In the previews, it was Hulk running with the squad. Mm-hmm. The Hulk armor is what was running with the squad.
That's
so,
right.
like,
they messed y'all up.
Yeah,
they messed y'all up.
There was a couple of that. Like even when there was one where Banner's actually outside of the suit next to the Hulkbuster. That scene never appeared, but we did see it in the previews. And like you said, like the running scene, that was we got tricked out.
Yeah,
got us.
So they have that big awesome battle for Wakanda for the Mind Stone.
This was a letdown for me. This battle scene.
Really?
I think the battle on Titan was so dope.
It was.
I think that initial battle where Ebony Maw shows up and fights Iron Man and Doctor Strange is dope. This one was a little anticlimactic. I didn't get to see. I wanted to see some Black Panther, Captain America combos, My man didn't have his shield. He had on some
loners.
cufflinks.
Some loners.
My man had on some powerful cufflinks. Hulk's in the Hulkbuster suit. I'm expecting this big showdown. I want to see Black Widow with Okoye.
I did like the fight, the female fight there.
You did
That was a
have that. You
letdown.
had that. You
Yeah,
had
but
it.
it was a letdown. You
Okay.
know, I wanted to see a.
I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought it was good.
It was not bad. What I thought was kind of weird was the fact that they had Vision with Shuri. They're trying to remove the Mind Stone they're trying to remove the stone from his head, and like then he ends up leaving to join the battle, and then the whole time Scarlet Witch is up there, and she's probably more powerful than obviously more powerful than Okoye and Black Widow, and Okoye makes reference to it somewhere in the battle where it's like, where was she the whole time?
Yeah.
So it's like I just thought that was just kind of what the hell?
I did like all the preparations, the Wakanda army preparations.
Yeah.
We're doing all the war chants and all that stuff. I thought it was all dope
I
too.
call this part of the movie open the shield gate. Why are we opening this shield?
Tell me once again. What did you say? Did you say we're opening the shield?
Now, I do
Please
like...
confirm. Please confirm. That's all I heard from them.
I've been saying this. I do like the setup they did for Black Panther 2. Not going to the end of the movie, but definitely the fact that they're going with the golden rule that betrayal never comes from your enemy. They're showing that T'Challa and M'Baku are becoming closer and friendlier. Oh, brother, and all that other stuff. And now Black Panther 2, they have that setup where M'Baku can take the throne.
Yeah.
And now it's like, no, man. Like, we were brothers, but I got what I want. I'm on the throne, and now it's another battle for the throne in the sequel.
Right.
So I like
Possibly.
that. I like
I did like that.
amongst the other setups.
Predicting that, yeah.
Possibly.
That's what I think. M'Baku will be he'll be like the well, we know that.
Yeah.
But I know Marvel doesn't want to use the name Man-Ape.
Yeah.
Yeah, racially. Yeah.
yeah.
absolutely.
I hope not.
So they're gonna.
No, I want them to use it.
They're gonna
I have no problem.
So I think M'Baku is gonna be set up to be the Loki of the Phase 4.
Yeah.
For at least for Black Panthers.
I don't know. I don't see the villainy in that character.
But they're going to develop it because, envy breeds all that stuff. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But you have to think about it.
I don't see it.
Because I don't want to jump to the end, but with the disappearance of Black Panther, Wakanda's going to be in a frenzy, and M'Baku going around saying he's the strongest warrior. He's going to assume the throne, gets the heart-shaped herb. He becomes full-blown man-ape, whereas they'll probably just stick with M'Baku like they did with Killmonger, not call him the Golden Jaguar.
Yeah.
But they'll just call him M'Baku, and then he becomes, he takes the throne, Panther comes back, and it becomes this whole thing.
He says they pinpoint that for a reason when he says this will be the end of Wakanda. Like, he's saying that like actual concern, like this idiot got us exposed out here. Yeah.
So at the end of the fight, of course, Thor and Rocket and Groot show up. They're the cavalry, and they come in as the MVPs, and they start regulating.
Yeah, Thor has his new hammer.
He's got this new hammer, and
the axe
that he builds over there at the.
Now we missed this, but this is my favorite part of the movie. Was not when Thor shows up. I thought it was a little corny, but my favorite part of the movie was when Rocket is talking to Thor on the ship, and Thor is like, "Oh, well, half my people are dead. What about your father? My father died. Well, you still got your mom." He's like, "Nah, mom's dead. My brother got his head crushed by Thanos. And what about your best friend? He died on the ship too. So, I'll just."
Just by myself.
He's just like, okay. I was like, yo, Thor is a real dude. I felt bad for him. Like, I was drawn in at that moment. I was like, man, he took us some L's.
Yeah. He did. And that goes back to my other, something might happen to Thor. Avengers 4.
No, they just gave him Stormbreaker. You can't, in the comics, you can't get rid of Thor until you get his daughter in. Like, his daughter is a very pivotal person in the comics and will probably be a very pivotal character going forward. Because you'll still have that mystic Asgardian feel. So I think Chris Hemsworth, Thor.
They're going to do that Jane Foster as Thor, man. I think it's going to happen.
But, I mean, they'll use, a woman will come in as Thor, but you can't get rid of
that'll happen.
You can't get a male Thor until that happens, until that transition.
All right, so they show up. Thanos arrives after that, despite the Scarlet Witch's attempts to destroy the Mind Stone. I believe it's the Mind Stone. Thanos just says, well, let's bring that back.
Here's where we go to 8
Hey,
points.
DJ, bring that back.
Here's where we go to 8
back. He said, pull up.
Here's where we go to 8.7. No, I don't get no Captain America fight. I don't get a Hulk.
Yeah, I was hoping to get
He's
a
just
throwdown.
slow motioning people. I'm like, man, 8.7. Still
Here's the
looking
thing.
good.
You're not like Captain America going toe to toe with Thanos.
Yeah, that's not.
Besides the hand
that's a
part,
mismatch.
I don't want to see that.
That's a mismatch.
He would got smoked. And I will tell you,
Star-Lord's fighting him.
I would tell you, I was real worried for War Machine at that point.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was done.
Yeah, because it's like, because in Civil, and this is real nerd. This is real. We're really out here now for people who don't know. In Civil War 2, the part of the reason that they're in Civil War between Captain Marvel and Iron Man is because Rhodey dies because Thanos gives him the hand.
Thanos kills him without no stones.
Yeah, kills him with no stones, and it's like, I thought like, oh man,
Yeah.
That was just a random
five.
Thanos invasion
Yeah,
that he just
that's-
decided to kill War Machine there. But after that, he pulls it back, gets the stone. Thor comes in with a killing blow with Stormbreaker.
tells him
You
that.
should have went for the head, son, and
Yeah.
snaps the fingers.
I thought the hardest line was Thor saying, "Remember, I told you for that you'll die."
Yeah.
When he was referencing the killing of Heimdall and Loki,
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, that's the hardest line in the movie." And then when Thanos said, "You should have went for the head," and then it was just like, "Oh,
Yep. So when he snaps his fingers, he destroys half of all life across the universe, disintegrating Bucky,
Okay, before we get to the
T'Challa,
disintegration.
Groot.
8.6. You watch that man pull that hand up. You're sitting all up in his chest, Thor. He's like in his chest, like I told you. And the dude's like, it's the Infinity Gauntlet. Like that's what you're there for. And you watched him. You didn't try to take it off. You just watched him lift his hand up and snap the
I just
finger.
don't think they were prepared for the gravity of the battle.
Man, Thor's
Those
been
were not
fighting
clear.
the whole
man,
film.
I like yo."
I like the fact that he did the snap, but I just
So the
Thor's
final-
I
sitting
do
there
like
watching.
how they put on level also the strength of Stormbreaker because he threw the Stormbreaker in the middle of something that it just split in between and just got directly to Thanos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I love the fact that they're putting on the level of strength of Stormbreaker because it is the strongest weapon. It just cut right through to get to Thanos. I do like that level.
That
Yeah.
was dope.
So also who disintegrates is Groot. Scarlet Witch disintegrates. The Falcon disintegrates. Mantis, Drax, Quills of Doctor Strange. And before Doctor Strange disintegrates, he tells Iron Man to...
I forgot.
Come on, man.
remember
He
you
tells
putting-
Iron Man to...
It's the way it had to be.
Yeah,
This is the way it had to be. Or stay the course, I believe he also said.
You said what?
Or we're in the end game now.
We're in the end game now.
Yep.
This is the way it had
So
to be.
that is the cue to the. This is actually everything that he's seen
Yeah.
already. So.
All right, here's my 8.5. This is where we get to 8.5. Why does Spider-Man disintegrate slower than everybody else?
Because he didn't want to die. Because he was fighting it. His soul was fighting
yeah,
it.
here's the thing,
Like,
man.
I'm sorry,
he was
Mr. Stark. Like,
he
you
was-
don't have a torso, B. What are you talking about? Where's your voice coming
he was
from?
holding on. He was like he was trying to fight.
He was
to
trying to
death.
fight it. Yeah,
He was trying to fight to death.
That was
it.
so corny.
So
I was like,
Spider-Man, of course, disintegrates.
I was holding my
Stark-
forehead on that one. I'm like,
Stark and Nebula are stranded on Titan
and here's
by
the,
themselves.
now that we're at the end of it, I want to talk about how Marvel did a beautiful job setting themselves up for another 10 years of movies. Because if they do this where it's like going into Captain Marvel, going into Avengers 2, I mean Avengers Part 2, they're like, oh, it's been X amount of months since since people have disappeared or this, that, X and the third or whatever. If it doesn't pick up directly after and it's like there's some time in between this, even if it's the smallest bit of time, you're leaving the window open for now the secondary heroes or the second generation.
tier.
Yeah, the second generation of heroes for
Street
each,
level guys, the Luke Cages,
Not even that.
and
Not even that.
Yeah,
You're leaving.
I say so.
You're leaving windows for the second generation of the heroes to get involved. Because now it's like, okay, it's been 6 months or it's been 3 months since Spider-Man has disappeared. Peter Parker's gone. Miles Morales steps into the role. Oh, I thought you were never coming back, so I took up the mantle and isn't it? I had my powers. Then Black Panther's gone. M'Baku takes the throne. Doctor Strange is gone. Brother Voodoo. Like you gave so much room now for people to if you give them like even a month, you just have so much room for the second generation heroes to come in and be involved in in the upcoming sequels, and you ain't got to explain a lot. You just put them in. So I look for. So I like that part. I like what they're doing.
And then also on the battlefield, the survivors are Bruce Banner, of course, Okoye, War Machine, Rocket, Captain America, Black Widow, M'Baku, and Thor are the ones left there in the battlefield. And then we get a cutscene of Thanos just resting in another planet
in an Airbnb,
cottage.
in Jupiter.
Just went to Thailand, chill.
It looked like he was waiting for a table at Cracker Barrel.
This actually happens in the comic book too, as well.
Checkers.
If you read,
he hangs up his whole mantle and
that actually happens in the
everything
comic
on a
book at the end
scarecrow.
of Infinity Gauntlet.
And my man sat down Indian style, like cross-legged, like he's been meditating.
And it's like he's the only guy there.
Yeah.
Is like that's what he wanted the whole time. Like
that we do get a cutscene at the end of everything after everybody's been nailed to their seats by this ending.
Not me.
You were just like, whatever.
I was ready to go.
Everybody's coming back.
You know my thing is, if you're gonna kill them, kill them. This disappearing thing, that played to me X-Men Last Stand. I was like, yo, I wanted to see Thanos just like
he pulled out Last Stand of them.
You wanted to see break neck?
Yeah, break some necks.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of.
You know what? You got a whole another part 2, man. You might get your wish.
I wasn't a fan of Cap catching a right. The same right that Hulk could barely stand to, and it was just knocked out on the ground. That should have done him. That should have
been a neck break.
Yeah, that should have been a neck break. Thor being that close with the axe in the chest, I was like, oh, he might pull it out and stab him. That's wrong.
As I tell you, I'm telling you, is having the multiple gems. He doesn't know. You don't know which one to use.
Nah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
You're too omnipotent.
He has the Power Stone coursing through his body.
I'm telling you.
Right-handed Cap.
I'm telling you, it's only when you had all 5 is that you become omnipotent and you're able to be unstoppable.
He had all 5.
He only had all 5.
When he punched Cap in the face, Cap should have been done.
No,
first of all,
he only had all 5 at the end.
Yeah.
There's
at
6
the
stones.
end, when he snapped his fingers, is when he had all
stones.
5 or 6. Sorry, yeah.
No, okay, but
because I think he punched Cap down, knocked Cap down before he got to Vision, because he was working his way to Vision.
The gaunt. You can only use one gem at a time.
So he had to wear a fall to throw the Hulkbuster side, put him into a rock, throw aside Falcon, throw aside all those other attacks. But all of a sudden, you're like, I don't know what to do with Cap. Nah, man, I'm not buying that. And he was working out everybody on Titan with 4 stones.
True.
He was working them all
one
out.
punch and just went.
But he still was only able to use one stone at a time.
No,
in the battle.
he did not. He used the power in.
He was juggling them though. He was like, bam, okay,
they were
I'm using
trying
this
to
one.
get him
I'm
not
using
to
this one
close
now.
his
I'm using
hand.
this one now. I'm using this one now.
That was like his big thing. They were like, make sure he doesn't close his hand.
I
don't buy it.
I will drop for my prediction though after that snap that all these guys that disappeared are trapped in the Soul Stone.
Possible.
In the Soul World.
Anything's possible.
Interesting. I was thinking of spoiler alert for Leftovers if you haven't seen it. I was on HBO. I was thinking a Leftovers thing, like half these people disappear and they're somewhere else and they think the other half disappeared.
I was thinking different dimension, definitely.
Yeah.
I was definitely thinking different dimension.
Dimensions and universes are definitely in the realm of possibility. There is we do get a post credit. You want to say something else before we get into the post credit scene?
This is my out of left field prediction. All the heroes that disappeared are in the negative zone with Fantastic Four. I'm leaving. I'm going. If that's real, ghost.
Wow.
I got Infinity Gauntlet
Well,
in my body.
I'll tell you what's going to happen is that this also sets up the Earth for alien invasion from either from the Skrulls or from the Kree or from anybody else who's major.
They're definitely going to go Skrulls. Let's see, because especially since you bought up Fox, since you bought up X-Men,
because
the easiest thing is Skrulls.
And I'll tell you why, because the other universe doesn't know that Thanos is over there. All they see is just some anomaly came from Earth and killed half their population.
Yep.
So they come into Earth one way or the other. Everybody, you know what I'm saying?
So my thing is I see Skrulls. I see by end of Captain Marvel we have Nova, whether it be Sam Alexander or I can't remember the other guy's name. Saving my life right now. I think you see Captain Nova. You see definitely Captain Marvel. I think by Avengers 2 they'll allude to their Fox deal. with Fantastic Four, X-Men, and all that. I think
I don't know, man. There's still some X-Men stuff that's on the works. The movies that got to come out before they can do this.
Isn't it filmed already?
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
filmed. Like the
There's the New Mutants,
Infinity War.
the New
yeah, the
Mutants.
second one. But
you
I'm
got
saying
the-
like after credits,
Yeah, they don't. They usually film like after credit. They can change up the after.
yeah.
Yeah, they can change.
Okay.
Yeah, because at one point, I remember Spider-Man at the end of one movie was supposed to be like, "Hey, you missed the spot," and I was like, "Yo, they didn't even book the guy yet."
Yeah.
But that was
Right.
It turned out that obviously that turned out to be fake.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like I could see them by the end of part 2 starting to allude to X-Men, Fantastic Four, and others coming in from the Fox household. So we'll see.
Oh, that's possible. That's
Not a
possible. Maybe
fan.
Fantastic Four, but not
fan.
X-Men. I don't know about that. So
At
we
least
get a.
I can see it because like the next big with them getting it X-Men in house, you could definitely do some things like if they're you know big enough, if they have the balls enough. X-Men versus Avengers versus X-Men was a huge comic story. Excuse me.
Secret Wars.
Yeah, Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. I would go for
All of
Secret
it.
Wars.
And I know the Russos want to do it.
Yeah. I don't want X-Men in the Avengers universe. I want X-Men separate. They could be in Marvel. I just don't want them to keep it separate for a while at least.
There will be some.
I don't think it's going to happen right away. To be honest,
I don't think
with
it's
you.
going to happen right away, but there has to be something because Wolverine's an Avenger, Beast is an Avenger. There's like you have some of the mutants that are Avengers, and it's like if you went hell and high water to get Spider-Man,
Yeah.
I would
it's
like
only right.
I would like X-Men to be introduced in the MCU. I want it to be separate, and then eventually like okay, the Avengers need help.
Yeah.
and we get the new Avengers, and then we'll probably get like Beast and Wolverine offer their services to be a part of the Avengers, and they can be that type of deal.
And you have the Thing; he's an Avenger. Also, it's just so much. Yeah,
I see Fantastic Four definitely getting introduced. I need to reboot
Yeah.
that and save that.
And let me just say on record, Fantastic Four is whack.
But it's
As a comic book?
as a comic
Yeah,
book.
all
I
around.
don't know, man.
They're mad corny, B.
I don't know. I don't know.
Those dude stretches, man. How far can I?
You talking about their powers as a
Yeah,
team?
they just whack,
okay.
dog. They just whack.
I give you that. But like their storylines, Reed Richard, Franklin Richard, all that, the Negative Zone, Doctor
It's
Doom,
more,
all
it's
of that.
more about him being a scientist than his powers.
He would be like last line of
Powers are
defense.
just extra.
Somebody like gets into like Avengers. If somebody gets into the Avengers compound, and like they're in the lab. He might do a couple things here and there, but he's not finna give no hands to nobody. Like, no hands are gonna be thrown by him anywhere.
All right, so we get a post-credit scene. We finally see Nick Fury and Maria Hill.
Yeah.
And they're having a conversation about where Iron Man is. And people start disintegrating.
Yeah, again.
Cars,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
starts.
Everything,
Cars,
yeah.
helicopters.
And they start disintegrating before Nick Fury disintegrates.
gives the
He
greatest.
he pulls
ever.
out this big beeper,
Yeah.
which I guess there still is a beeper in 2000 in the Marvel universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he sends some kind of message with a star insignia and a red and blue background, which. For anybody who's not doesn't know what that logo is, that is Captain Marvel's logo.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll allude to our Captain Marvel movie that's coming up soon, and that's supposed to be a prequel, actually, a prequel to the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's set in the 1990s.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a really interesting movie. I can't wait for that one. I really like Captain Marvel and his.
I'm looking forward to it. They're saying it's supposed to be from like it's supposed to timeline from like the 90s to Avengers 4, Avengers 4, where it's supposed to be like, all right, her movie ends right like how they did Ragnarok, where it picks up like right there. Like I said before, I hope her movie gives a little bit like, oh, this is 3 months down the line, how many X amount of time down the line. So you give a little bit of wiggle room of the second generation heroes getting in there, because people clamor for it. They want to see Miles Morales. I want to see Miles. I would love to see.
you're going to see it. They have a cartoon movie coming out.
Nah, like I'm
At the
talking
end of
about
this year.
I'm talking about in the MCU itself.
Hey, we don't know that. We don't know that. We don't even know if the Venom movie is going to be set in the MCU.
That would be dope. And I talked about
that is
that
a
too.
crashed spaceship there that they find.
Exactly.
There
I was talking about that too. I'm like, yo, with this, you give a little bit of a window.
you just said that they look kind of venomous. Those creatures, right?
They look very
You know,
venomous.
anything's possible.
Yeah.
So
I'm right now. I'm not super excited about the Venom movie because I just don't think it's.
Oh, I don't care about his suit at all. I mean, it's nice. It looks nice, but
I just don't feel excited to go see the movie yet.
like that. Like what I did not like about that trailer was that motorcycle scene. Like, and they really put a lot of emphasis on it. Like he's like in the air, slow motion, and the symbiote just latches onto the motorcycle. That and the fact that chick was saying symbiote.
Oh,
Symbiote.
Sony might just have a disaster on his hands. Call the fire department. It's on fire already.
She hit him with the patois accent.
When there's smoke, there's fire, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
oh my God.
Symbiote.
All right, guys. So I think we were going really long on this one. So I think we're gonna wrap up the Geek Culture Congress for today.
Cool.
So go see it. If we just ruined it, you wanted to go listen to the whole show and you haven't seen it yet, you got problems. Just go see it, okay?
Yeah.
And of course, Tarek Lewis, give them all your socials. Tell them what you got going on with yourself.
Instagram and Twitter. My name is Tarek. Just finished wrapping up my play. Be on the lookout on Instagram and YouTube channel. I'll be releasing some short films that I am working on.
Dope. Can't wait for that. And he's super funny, guys. You guys please follow him on Instagram. His memes, so he have me rolling all the time. Random memes there. Cam,
Instagram, Twitter, Cam that dude, Snapchat, King Cam that dude. I'm not as funny as TK. I just say stuff and people think I'm joking.
Be serious too.
all right, Cam. Of course, Mr. Joey Franchise. Let him know.
Yeah, on Instagram and Twitter at Joey Franchise, and on the Snapchat J Franchise, and I'm on Wild 94.1 every week, Monday through Friday, 7 to midnight.
All right, of
I'm
course,
on
myself.
94.1 every Saturday, 2 to 6.
All right, see, yes, you got to plug that. You got to plug everything.
I got it.
Plug everything.
Shameless
Plug
plug.
everything.
I
Of
got
course,
it.
you can follow me everywhere on the socials as DJ Speedy JR. Yes, I DJ my nocturnal life. I spin records for a living, so
That's his alter ego.
follow me there. And if you find my personal Facebook, I do more of my nerd stuff there, which is Luis Gonzalez. Okay, don't tell too many people my legal name. Okay.
You're like Superman and Clark Kent.
Yeah. All right, guys. Another Geek Culture Congress in the books.
Bye, Mom.
Tarek, next week or maybe sometime soon, we're gonna get into talk about Walking Dead. We need to talk about Walking Dead. How that wrapped up and all that stuff, and
Glenn's still dead.
Anything nerd happens, you'll hear first here. Oh, follow us on our new Facebook page, guys.
Yes.
Geek Culture Congress got a Facebook page. Find it right now, Geek Culture Congress, and like it right now. Also, we also have Instagram. If you do at Geek Culture Congress, you can find us on Instagram. And thank you so much, guys, for listening to Geek Culture Congress.
Beware of symbiotes.
Symbiotes.
It's called symbiotes, bro.
Watch out for symbiotes, guys. Till next week. Have a good one.